Guys, welcome back to the Independent Investor Channel. My name is Ryan, and if you've got 10 minutes to spare with me, I'll change your life, all right? If you give me this 10 minutes to pay attention, I will walk you through an exercise that will provide you information that is life-changing. Now, make no mistake, I advocate for the individual investors, all right? We are up against a behemoth in the large financial institutions that seemingly is the status quo. They own the financial industry. They really do. And they've got folks on the hook and thinking that a fee expense that they charge within retirement accounts doesn't make a whole lot of difference. So in this exercise, I'm going to compare an expense of 0.03 with 2%, all right? Now, make no mistake, I'm erring on the side of conservatism in this example. 2% is a little bit conservative. The industry average for fee in what they're trying to get from individual investors is around 3%, all right? Now, we pulled a 0.03 from my favorite fund, which is VOO, which is the Vanguard's S&P 500 ETF. So it's coming from an actual fund that we recommend through the S&P, all right? Now, the constants in this scenario are going to be $1,000 of starting capital. That's going to be the exact same as we walk through this example, and I start to kind of show you the difference between this 0.03 and the 2%. Now, this is going to be in response to a lot of people who I've opened their eyes to the importance of the expense ratio, all right? But it doesn't stop and end at the expense ratio. It's the collective suite of fees that are attached to dollar cost average, that's attached to dividend reinvestment, that's attached to the mutual funds that they'll sell you. And collectively, that will typically add up to an average of around 3%, all right? The annual fees that they'll charge you in a managed account. So they're basically taking your Roth IRA, which is your God-given right to that account, and taking every single opportunity to affix fees to it, around it, under it, over the top of it. And a lot of the time people are naive or just don't understand not only that those fees are existent in your account, but what the damaging effect on those fees are going forward. Remember I said 10 minutes? Tune in, this is going to be eye-opening, all right? So the $1,000 starting capital, we've picked a 7% average rate of return going forward. Again, a little bit on the conservative side. I think we could have pushed that up to between 8 and 10% on an annualized return for the S&P 500, but 7% will prove my point, all right? Now, we start off here with a dollar cost average schedule of $50 per month. And a lot of you guys will come to the table and understand the importance of investing, and you'll start to contribute. You'll start to contribute, all right? Now, the two scenarios that I've run here is the $1,000, 7%, $50 a month out for 10 years, all right? Now, if you go with the 2%, you're going to have $1,200 less in that account than if you went with the 0.03. So as I work through this exercise, kind of keep in mind that if after 10 years you're with a managed situation, you're not going to notice that $1,200 less in your account. That 2% really isn't going to rear its ugly head. Over the course of that 10 years, you're going to say, wow, this is awesome. I've got representation. I can go on about my life. I'm very busy with my career. I can justify this. I can go with a managed situation, and you're not going to notice this after 10 years. You're really not. You're going to look at your accounts every year. You're going to go in and sit down with your financial planner. They're going to sit down with you, and they're going to tell you that everything's all right. Everything's peachy keen. In this first 10 years, they may even take you out to a golf course and shoot some stick with you and provide you that warm and fuzzy that everything is all right. All right, now we move to year 20, $6,200 difference under the managed situation, which is the 2% annualized fee over this scenario of $50 a month, okay? And this is a very realistic scenario. This goes on every single day. Why do you think I came out with the channel in the first place, all right? As we kind of work forward and we see here after 30 years, we've got a difference of $21,000, and after year 40, we've got a difference of $57,000. Guys, this is a realistic scenario, all things considered constant, of $50 per month for 40 years. The difference between a 0.03% expense ratio affixed to that retirement account compared to 2% is going to be $57,000 less. You're welcome. This is why I came out with the channel. For you home gamers out there who are having your mind blown right now, wait for the follow-on to this. Now, you might think that you can beat the system by contributing more. You want to do the right thing, right? So we up this contribution to $100, and you might think that that's going to help you win the battle. What it's going to do is it's going to make more money for the financial institutions, and here's how. All right, after year 10, you're going to have $2,000 of difference. Again, the majority of folks go with financial institutions, and I don't think you're going to notice this $2,000 difference. You're not going to do the comparison calculator that I provide on every single one of my videos. You're not going to run the scenario and say, wow, had I just been invested at a 0.03% clip in the S&P 500, my account would have been worth $2,000. That's just by nature of changing your program and approach. That's it. Everything else is consistent. $1,000 starting, 7% annualized rate of return, but you're contributing $100 a month, $1,200 a year. Look at the difference between these two here. And as we work the exercise forward after 20 years, you've got a difference of over $10,000, $11,300. We're getting into some serious money here, guys. All right. But so many people after year 20 aren't even going to notice that money, right? Because they're busy doing other things, right? And they may or may not be understanding of the impact of their money even after year 20, right? They're conveniently naive, right? I've got a strategic advantage to the market, right? We work it forward after year 30, $38,000. This might be the time when you kind of pulse into this and be like, wow, there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of churn in the industry about the impact of fees over my investment account. Man, am I starting to regret what I've done with my investment account? Should I have taken a different path somewhere back here when I started my plan? And finally over here, now we're over 6 figures and we're just looking at $100 contribution after year 40. This is a catastrophe. This is terrible. This goes on every single day. Tens of thousands of customers that go in and they naively put their money to sleep. This money right here, it's lost over a lifetime. 40 years, guys, is an investment lifetime, and you're losing $105,500 if you're subjecting your account year over year to a 2% management fee in that account, as opposed to going with the passive option of a 0.03% S&P 500 ETF, all right? Now let's really have some fun, okay? You think you can contribute and you can make up for your lack of involvement as a self-directed investor, right? You can beat the system by over-contributing, right? You're making all kinds of money, so you're going to be smart with your money, and you're going to take $200. Sorry, you're actually down $3,700 after year 10. Not going to notice it, right? Because you're too busy over here to pay attention to how smart this is, okay? Your financial planner's a really, really smart person, and they sit down with you and they're really, really nice. But as we work this exercise, look at this, $21,400 after year 20, and you're trying to do the right thing by overcompensate and over-contribute to the account. After year 30, $73,400. Not too much money, right? Definitely worth paying a financial planner for, right? Over here, here's 6 figures again, $203,000. That's awful close to $250,000 that you've just given away, all right? That you've given away just by nature of the path that you've chosen. Scary stuff, guys. And finally, this is really the take home for you guys. If you decide to overcompensate and contribute, this isn't even a max contribution to this. At $1,000 of starting, 7%, but you decide that you want to do the right thing. You want to contribute $400. You're losing $7,000 after year 10 at a 2% clip, right? $41,700 after year 20. This is just the difference between these two expenses that are affixed within this retirement account. This is scary stuff, guys. This is going on every single day. And it isn't for voices like me. People are conveniently naive to this fact. It is a mathematical fact. This is going on every single day. $143,500 after year 30. And finally, $400,000. That is way too close to $500,000. This is one investor. $500,000 is lost to the financial institution. This is in response to those folks who have really tuned in to me and want to understand the difference between this 0.03 and 2%. And I can tell you guys, all too often, this gets overlooked right here. This is what gets overlooked. This is so important to understand. And in response to the meatheads who have come onto the channel and throw a little bit of venom my way, all right, I've blocked you from the channel because I'm not a YouTuber and I don't need to do this for a living. I do it because I want to empower the individual investor. If under 10 minutes this didn't enlighten you to the power of not only compounding effect, but even deeper, the understanding between these two percentages, this gets overlooked all the time. And hopefully this opened your eyes to the power and the effect of fees over the course of an investment lifetime. This goes on all the time, guys. Again, I would encourage you to subscribe to the channel, man. Leave your comments at the bottom of the video. And like always, good luck in your investment future.